Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. In the animal kingdom, there's a creature that seems to break all the rules of biology. It's a pink, wrinkly, buck-toothed rodent that lives underground, and it may hold the secret to a long and healthy life. This is the naked mole rat. For an animal this small, weighing only about 35 grams, it should live for just a few years. Its cousin, the mouse, lives for about 4 years. But the naked mole rat shatters this expectation, living for over 30 years. And it's not just about lifespan, it's about health span. They show almost no signs of age-related decline. They maintain healthy hearts, strong bones, and remain fertile well into their third decade. Most incredibly, they are exceptionally resistant to cancer. This humble sand puppy is now a superstar in aging research, and today, we're going to unravel its secrets. Before we dive into the mole rat's superpowers, let's quickly recap how aging normally works for mammals like us. There's a principle in gerontology called the Gompertz-Makeham law, which basically states that your risk of death increases exponentially as you get older. This happens because damage is constantly accumulating in our bodies. The very process of converting food to energy creates unstable molecules called reactive oxygen species, which damage our DNA and proteins. Over time, our DNA gathers mutations, our proteins misfold and clump together, and the protective caps on our chromosomes, called telomeres, get shorter with every cell division. Our bodies have repair systems, but eventually, the rate of damage outpaces the rate of repair. This imbalance drives aging and its associated diseases. For decades, this seemed like an unavoidable cost of living. But the naked mole rat has found a loophole. To understand how, we have to look at where it lives. These animals spend their entire lives in vast, self-dug tunnels under the savannas of East Africa. It's a world of darkness, intense social pressure, and a very challenging atmosphere. The air in these crowded burrows is severely low in oxygen, as low as 2 to 9% compared to the 21% we breathe. It's also high in carbon dioxide. These are conditions that would be lethal for most other mammals. To cope, the mole rat evolved an incredibly low metabolic rate, and its blood is extremely efficient at capturing oxygen. This harsh, subterranean world was the perfect evolutionary furnace, forging a suite of remarkable adaptations for survival and resilience. The naked mole rat's defiance of aging isn't due to one single trick, but a multi-layered fortress of biological defenses. One of the most stunning discoveries is a substance called high molecular mass hyaluronan, or HMW-HA. Hyaluronan is a sugar polymer found in the scaffolding between our cells. In humans, it has a certain size. In the naked mole rat, it is enormous, over 5 times larger. This supersugar is produced in huge quantities, thanks to a unique version of the gene that makes it, and a lower activity of the enzymes that break it down. The effect of this is profound. It makes the mole rat cells hypersensitive to crowding. In most animals, cells stop dividing when they touch each other, a natural anti-cancer mechanism called contact inhibition. Naked mole rat cells, thanks to this gooey supersugar, stop dividing at a much lower density, long before a tumor could even get started. It's like an ultra-early warning system that halts uncontrolled growth in its tracks. The evolutionary origin is brilliant. This adaptation likely first evolved to give the animal the loose, elastic skin it needed to navigate tight tunnels, and was then repurposed as a powerful anti-cancer shield. Scientists proved this by removing the HMW-HA. When they did, the mole rat's cancer-proof cells could suddenly be turned into tumors. But the defenses don't stop there. A more recent, revolutionary discovery lies in the machinery of DNA repair. A key enzyme here is called cGAS. In humans, cGAS has a complicated job. It detects foreign DNA from viruses and triggers an immune response. But it also has a downside. It actively suppresses one of our most accurate DNA repair pathways. So for us, cGAS is a double-edged sword. The naked mole rat has ingeniously rewired this system. Through just 4 tiny changes in the cGAS protein, it completely flipped its function. Instead of suppressing DNA repair, the mole rat's cGAS enhances it. When DNA damage occurs, the modified cGAS acts like a molecular matchmaker, recruiting and organizing the repair crew with incredible efficiency. It turns a roadblock into a high-speed construction manager for our genome. The power of this was proven in stunning experiments. When scientists engineered fruit flies and mice to have the naked mole rat's version of cGAS, the flies lived longer, and the mice showed improved health, less frailty, and less inflammation in old age. This shows that a single, finely tuned protein is a major contributor to the mole rat's exceptional health. Other defenses include a souped-up version of the famous p53 protein, often called the guardian of the genome. In naked mole rats, p53 is more stable and is permanently stationed inside the cell's nucleus, ready to act at a moment's notice, creating a formidable 2-tiered defense system against cancer. Furthermore, aging is also a story of accumulating cellular garbage, like misfolded proteins that can cause diseases like Alzheimer's. The naked mole rat tackles this at the source, the factory floor of protein production, the ribosome. Researchers found that the mole rat's ribosomes are exceptionally accurate, making 4 to 10 times fewer errors than mouse ribosomes. This high-fidelity manufacturing is paired with a superior cleanup crew. Their cells have more chaperone proteins to help other proteins fold correctly, and a more robust system for degrading damaged proteins. This ensures their cells are not only built with higher quality parts, but are also meticulously maintained. Beyond its cellular biology, the naked mole rat's social life is just as strange and just as important for its longevity. It's one of only 2 eusocial mammals, living in colonies like bees or ants. A single queen is responsible for all reproduction. The rest of the colony are non-reproductive workers. This posed a puzzle for aging theories. The disposable soma theory suggests a trade-off. Investing energy in reproduction shortens your own lifespan. But the mole rat queen is a reproductive marathoner, yet she lives just as long, if not longer, than her non-breeding workers. Recent research using epigenetic clocks which measure biological age provided a stunning answer. It turns out that breeding queens age more slowly than the workers. Becoming queen triggers a molecular shift that actually extends health span, shattering the conventional wisdom about a trade-off between reproduction and maintenance. The social structure itself, by protecting the queen, has allowed for this incredible decoupling of aging and reproduction. Perhaps the most bizarre adaptation is how the mole rat's brain deals with its low oxygen environment. If a human brain is deprived of oxygen, cells start dying within minutes. A naked mole rat can survive for at least 18 minutes with 0 oxygen and for hours in extreme hypoxia with no apparent damage. Its secret is a metabolic switch otherwise only seen in plants. When oxygen disappears, the mole rat's brain cells start burning fructose for energy. It has re-engineered its cellular machinery to pump fructose into its brain cells, bypassing the normal energy pathway that requires oxygen. This profound resistance to stress also applies to brain aging. They show incredible resistance to the neurodegenerative diseases that plague us. Their brains seem to exist in a state of perpetual youthfulness, retaining a high degree of plasticity throughout their long lives. So what does this all mean for us? This research is not just a scientific curiosity, it's a frontier of medicine. The goal is to reverse engineer the naked mole rat's biology and apply its principles to human health. And we have our first major success. In a landmark 2023 study, scientists introduced the naked mole rat gene for producing that supersugar HMW-HA into mice. The results were astounding. The modified mice had better protection against cancer, less inflammation, and their median lifespan was extended by 4.4%. This was the first concrete proof that a longevity mechanism from one species could be transferred to improve the lifespan of another mammal. The naked mole rat is a testament to evolution's ingenuity. Forged in a harsh underground world, it has built a biological fortress against aging. Its defiance of cancer, its super-stable proteins, its hyper-accurate manufacturing, and its unique social dynamics all offer profound lessons. It teaches us that an extended, healthy life is not a fantasy, but a biological reality that nature has already achieved. The journey that began with a strange, hairless rodent in Africa has now led to the forefront of medical science. The naked mole rat, once a biological oddity, is now a wrinkled beacon of hope in our quest for a longer, healthier life.